Yeah, a good thing.
Yeah.
First is always good.
Oh, way bigger than you. Why?
A little
Am I
bit.
up? Oh no, my chair.
Chairs up a little bit. There you go.
I was like, whoa.
Okay, guys. Today I'm here with Caitlin Love, and she's with Great Florida. She's an licensed insured insurance agent. And I had her on today to help us with a lot of questions that I have about insurance and also my buyers and homeowners have. Homeowners insurance is extremely important. Obviously, if you've bought a home and you've gotten a lender and you had a loan on it, you had to have homeowners insurance on that. But there's a lot more that goes into homeowners insurance that a lot of people don't understand. They're just getting it because they're required to have it, or that they don't really understand it all. So we wanted to break it down because I don't understand it all. She's here. She's the expert, and she's going to explain it to us. So I'm going to go over some questions that a lot of my clients and customers have. So Caitlin, first off, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name obviously is Caitlin Love, and I'm thrilled to be here.
Yes.
Hopefully we get some good information out to you and
Keep you awake at the same time.
No falling asleep. And I'm excited to get started.
Yeah. Well, you used to work with State Farm for
Yes.
a while, but now you are your own entity here.
Yes.
And with Great Florida.
Great Florida. I purchased my own franchise. So I own it. I love it. And I'm on cloud nine every day. Every day something new and something fun.
She's really great. She's really made a name for herself in this area. The way she deals with her clients and customers is top notch. So I really enjoy her expertise, and I love how she can make them feel comfortable when it comes to purchasing homeowners. A bunch of gibberish that I don't like to explain, she makes sound beautiful. So the first question that I have is, does my policy cover my cash value or my replacement costs?
Okay, that's a very good question. And I completely understand how that would be very confusing. So your home itself, as long as it's not a manufactured home,
okay,
it would be covered under replacement costs.
Okay.
Now every company is different. So today we're going to talk big picture. So overall, it's always going to be covered at replacement costs. You do want to verify that. Okay. I can't state it enough. It is so important for you to actually discuss your coverages and discuss what you have insured and what it all means. Because a lot of times people
they don't know.
They don't know.
I have no idea.
And you wouldn't know. That's not something that's ever taught or ever really discussed with you.
Right. So you need to have a good relationship with your insurance agent. You need to be asking these kind of questions.
And if you're not asking, they should automatically be telling you and going over each piece of it.
Right. The last thing you want to do is go and make a claim and have all these questions that you thought that you were going to be covered, but you're not covered. So we're going to dive in a little bit deeper here.
You're hard for that investment. So you want to make sure it's protected.
Absolutely. And you want to ask these questions up front. You want to have answers to these questions. You don't want to wait till something happens.
Right.
Okay. So what are endorsements and why would I need them?
Endorsements are going to be, they're going to vary from carrier to carrier, or from insurance company to insurance company, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to cover a multitude of different things. Anything from increased coverage for water backup, or increased coverage for your high-end value items, such as maybe jewelry, your your diamonds, anything from handguns to collectibles, things like that. That's also going to have a smaller increased amount. I say smaller because there is an additional policy you could actually purchase instead of just applying the endorsement. If, for instance, you have that discussion with your agent and it doesn't cover you enough.
And you realize you need a little bit more for that particular piece of, say if you have a gun collection or you have a big jewelry collection or something like that. Okay.
Another good endorsement is ordinance and law. And that is going to be coverage that is a certain percentage of your dwelling amount.
Okay.
So say your home is insured for $100,000. The laws and ordinance coverage is going to actually give you an added percentage should at the time of a loss your home need to be built to a different code. Us in Florida and the Panhandle, we all know about building codes.
Yes.
Ivan was, or the time frame of Ivan, we had a lot of changes after that.
Yes.
So even if part of the home is damaged and the rest of it's fine, technically, if it's not built to code, they will not issue the permits for your home to be repaired, even that portion of it. Another really important endorsement.
Gotcha. And they see, I don't think about these things either. And I work in real estate every day, but these are some certain things that you really have got to sit down and think about. Is my investment really covered? How far an investment am I covered? Okay, that makes sense. So what if someone gets injured on my property? There's always these crazy stories about someone breaking into someone's property or falling through the roof and then
Yeah.
suing the person that they broke in and crazy stories.
Walking in with a casserole and falling in the front step.
There's all kind of things that can happen. So what happens and how do I protect myself if someone gets injured on my property?
Your homeowner's policy is going to include a certain amount of liability coverage.
Okay.
And just like your auto coverage, liability is going to protect you and your assets.
Okay.
Basically what you have at risk to lose.
Okay. So
if somebody comes after you with a lawsuit.
Right. So it could just be someone slipped and fell.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be a crazy story.
That doesn't have to be crazy.
Yeah.
But
And
it could add up really quickly. Just
Right.
here in Navarro, 98, ambulances might not be able to get to that car wreck or that wreck. If you think
Uh-huh.
about the medical bills that go into things,
uh-huh.
you know, what if something happened at your home and God forbid you had to be helivac or so your guest had to be held.
Yeah.
So I mean, it can, and that's a little bit obviously on the high end, kind of somebody breaking in and just get hurt.
Right. But it's a circumstance that's perfectly
Exactly.
could happen. Yeah. And you want to make sure that you have the liability within your policy to protect you on that.
Right. It's
Right.
Majority of your carriers are automatically going to include that.
Okay.
If not all, depending on what market you're purchasing in. So, it's
But
gonna-
make sure you're covered.
right,
when it
it'll
comes to
cover you
that.
for $100,000 is where it starts out.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. All right. Now everyone wants to save a buck. Everybody's going to try to figure out ways to save money when they
Mhm.
buy a house.
Me included.
Yeah, and when you buy a house, you're already consciously saving money because you're already paying less in mortgage than you were going to be in rent. So versus having renter's insurance versus actual homeowner's insurance is a big difference.
Mhm.
Now that I have my insurance premium and I bought my house, how do I reduce my premium?
There's a lot of different ways to reduce it. The first that usually comes to people's minds is, where can I bundle it?
Yes.
Well, in Florida, if you moved here recently, you know where we're coming from with this. The state of Florida, because of the insurance companies specializing in auto versus homeowners or one or the other,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to offer a
The
bundle.
bundles.
Right.
Okay.
That being said, you do get a discount on your auto insurance for owning your home. So there you go, save money right there.
Okay.
But in regards to your actual homeowner's policy, there's things such as you can contact a roofer in the area, and they can come in and perform a wind mitigation inspection.
Yes.
That's a huge discount.
Save
$1,000.
thousands. Yeah. And I do that definitely for the buyers, and they come in and they get the inspector.
Right.
That inspector will
extra
go ahead
step.
and yes. Yeah. It's a little bit more, but it'll save them a lot more in their insurance premium than not
right.
having it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very minuscule amount when it
Right.
comes to the purchase of protecting your investment and really saving you in the long run. Well, not in the long run, right off the bat.
Right off the bat, because your
So-
insurance premium is going to go right into that. Now, that's another question that a lot of people have. Now, my insurance premium, how do I pay for that? How does it go in whenever I go to buy the house?
It's the easiest thing in the world. It really
I love
is.
it. It really is.
Simple as click, and she has it.
Yeah.
I mean, Christy knows it takes 2 seconds.
Yes.
Changing your homeowner's insurance, I feel like sometimes can appear intimidating to people.
Or they're a little scared.
Right. Or
Yeah.
they think there's a lot involved to it.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's not.
It's really not. And
It's so simple.
even if you've already bought the house and you've already got in with an
Mhm.
insurance agent, but you realize, okay, this insurance company doesn't really provide what I want it to provide, and
Right.
I'm really not as covered as I thought I was.
Mhm.
You call Caitlin up. She's great. She'll explain everything to you. I love how she explains it and breaks it down, because there are big differences in coverage, and for you to know what your coverage is important. So
Correct.
to change from one insurance to another is just a phone call away, and there's no cash given. So
Right.
you
Good
are
point.
right. So you are paying for your monthly premium you're paying for your premium in your monthly mortgage. It's going
Right.
into escrow.
Exactly.
Yes.
And all the back end stuff, all the money transactions,
Mhm.
that's just between me and the bank.
Right.
So all you have to know when you call is who your mortgage is with. After
Yes.
that, I actually contact the mortgage company directly and take it from there.
She takes care of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really as simple as probably the simplest thing.
Yeah.
To
The
do.
hard part is really deciding what kind of insurance agency you want, what kind of coverage you want.
Right. Yeah. And
That's probably the hardest part of it all.
Right.
Right? All right, so let's talk about flood insurance a little bit here. And just for educational purposes, there are a lot of people don't understand the difference between the two. So let's talk about the difference. If you have homeowners insurance and you don't have flood insurance, are you really covered?
Not at all.
No,
Not at all.
because what happens in Florida a lot, it floods.
Yeah.
So the flood zones are really extremely important to know your flood zones. You can look them up on your just go to Google and look up flood zones in your county. You can find your flood zone.
Or you can call me.
Or you can call Caitlin and
Right.
she'll explain to you where everything at. But there's flood maps. And these flood maps literally change every single time there's a major hurricane, a major storm, and we don't have to have a hurricane to have a flood. And we know that living here in Florida. So Florida is the bipolar state. That's what I call Florida. It is the bipolar state.
That's
It
right.
changes all the time. So therefore you want to be ready, and having flood insurance is extremely, extremely important. So kind of just break down the difference between the two.
Awesome. The difference between the two is here in the state of Florida, your homeowner's policy is going to cover pretty much any type of loss other than flood. Flood, by definition, through the NFIP, is defined as either 2 acres or 2 adjoining properties who would normally be dry that are wet.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be a certain foot. It doesn't have to be, well, your home by itself, your property, not counted as a floodplain.
Right.
Your property and Joe's down the street, not a floodplain
Okay.
because the properties aren't adjoining. So either side to side, front and back, whatever. Regardless, that would be quote unquote a floodplain.
Okay.
Now, your homeowner's policy is going to cover anything wind related.
Okay.
If you have coverage for wind in your homeowner's policy, which it will be very clear because it will have this actual separate premium and deductible for hurricane /
And that would be like losing shingles and things on your roof and all that.
Yeah. But the actual flood policy is purchased completely separately.
Completely separate.
It's always going to be through an insurance agent. You cannot buy it directly through NFIP. And that's going to cover you for a multitude of things. Through a private carrier, you have the option to actually get additional dwelling coverage. If, for instance, you have to be outside of your home in the event of a flood. So say there's massive damage to the sheetrock, and obviously there's a risk of the wet and the mold.
The mold, yeah.
So the expenses that you would incur, just think about it, the things we take for granted being in our homes, dry cleaning because you can't use a washer and dryer.
Yeah.
Eating out constantly because you don't have a kitchen to cook in to feed your family.
Yeah.
The list just goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
So that's really important that you're aware if your policy carries or not. And you're also aware of what is actually covered. The max, the NFIP, the National Flood Insurance Program, not NFIP, I try not to use too many jargons. The max amount they're going to cover you for is going to be $250,000 for your home.
Okay.
And they're going to give you $100,000 for the property inside of your home.
Okay.
I always like to say, if you pick your house up, flip it upside down and shake it, whatever falls out.
Okay.
So that would be covered under the $100,000. If you're sitting here watching us today and your home, your mortgage payment is, or the total amount financed is going to be more than that $250,000, that's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be sitting there without adequate coverage.
Yes.
And they will only give you that max amount.
Uh-huh.
And then that will be it.
So you would need to know whether or not you need more coverage for the FEMA. Yes.
Right, exactly.
Right. And
So-
I do not live in a flood zone. But I have flood insurance. It's literally like 300 something a year. It's really a very small amount of money to pay to have the rest assurance that if my house gets flooded because there's a big storm surge, say the hurricane is only a 3 or barely a 3.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's going to storm surge a lot. The chances of you getting a flood and your house being flooded is going to be more than you losing a bunch of shingles on your roof. And we know that in Texas, that happened a lot in Texas.
Even this morning, I was watching the weather in Augusta, Kansas.
Yeah.
Kansas flooded.
Flooding, flood
That's-
insurance. Yeah, it is, these are things that, the land changes. These flood maps, they change all the time. So have the flood insurance and talk to your insurance agent about it. And
I can't stress it enough.
Yeah, it's equally as important. I kind of wish that they would require it as well. Like they required you to get homeowners insurance.
Right.
I feel like they should also require you to get flood insurance, because that's majority of the time the most of the damage from a lot of these, especially hurricanes, especially if we get a lot of storm surge. So flood insurance, wonderful thing to have. Make sure you have that in your policy, and don't skimp on yourself. Don't, and
What's
know,
$400? Even that's the max amount the NFIP is going to require you to pay.
yeah,
$482.
yeah,
What is that a year compared to?
over hundreds of thousands of dollars that you could lose.
I mean, I can't even.
Yeah.
Just the cost of damages.
And a lot of people just don't know that. So that's why we want to make this educational and kind of bring out and highlight the differences. What is the importance of homeowners insurance?
Right.
Having your flood insurance as
Yeah.
well, the liability at all. You want to know these things. So the only other thing that I have after this is what happens when we go to make a claim. Like, can you walk me through the process? You know, how does it work?
A lot of the insurance companies are going to really prefer that they handle it directly with the customer.
Okay.
So,
and there's a lot of fraudulent claims I know out there, so you have to be careful about that as well, right?
you have to be very careful about that. Right now, assignment of benefits is a huge issue that we're having with in legislature. In the legislature. It's a busy day. Again, all tongue tied. And I bring that up because just last year, Hurricane Michael hit.
Yeah.
It was a few months ago. And I personally received phone calls at my agency from contractors requesting to get on a list, quote unquote, for assignment of benefits. What that is the contractor is taking all rights away from you as the policyholder. That means as soon as you sign that piece of paper or the electronic file, whatever it may be, then you lose all rights to your claim.
And you need to know this.
This is huge.
This is really big. I mean, this is not only has a major disaster come through and you're affected already, but contractors
are taking it for granted.
They're taking advantage of the insurance companies. And what that just leaves you hurting even more. So you need to be informed about these things. You need to know what's going on. So if you have a contractor saying that they need this, this, and this,
nobody should ever ask you to sign here.
You should
other
never
than your insurance company.
Ever sign anything without talking to your insurance agency, and whoever you're talking with at your insurance agency, make sure you're giving them all their information that you need, anything that you've got coming in, because they're the ones who are going to be able to stop it. If you go and you sign anything, they could potentially, what could they do?
Well, so the worst case scenario is they don't fix anything. They leave and they go to a different part of the state, or if they're licensed in other states, they go to a different state and you never hear from them again. And for you as the customer, as the client or the insured, you're just left up the creek. At that point, you've legally signed it over. And then what happens is the insurance companies try and file suit against these contractors. Well, at the end of it all, you end up paying for it because it's cost that insurance company not only damages for the actual claim, but also legal fees in order to go after the contractors in order to fix it. So it really has an effect of a snowball, and that's why I say this is a huge thing here. Because I picture, I don't know, my grandmother or my mother or my mother-in-law being so heartbroken and upset about what's going on that I need it fixed now. And if somebody presents themselves as either a preferred contractor or anything, I just think that there has to be something they give you to make you think that they're trustworthy. Right. You know, because normally you're not going to just open the door to Joe Smo knocking on your.
And I feel like most people are like, I just want my life back. And they're just wanting to move forward. And, you know, they don't sit and they don't weigh what's going on. They're not really seeing what's going on. And unfortunately, this happens to a lot of people, and they don't.
It's happened a lot.
They thought they were going to get that insurance check, and they thought everything was going to be fine, and it's not fine. That insurance, it's not coming through. It's gone because of that contractor has done fraudulent claims, and it does happen a lot. So having a great relationship with your agent is going to keep your investment sound and safe. So do you have anything else to add to this?
This has been fun. I would love if anybody has any comments or feedback, for things that you want to know about, please share it in the comments so that we can get to it next time. And
Mhm.
I love this because these are conversations that even if I'm not your agent, you should be having. And even if it's just talking, just talking about what these things are. Because I mean, how many times have you and I had discussions and said, "Be like, what, really?"
Yeah.
And had this not been my life, I wouldn't have known it either. So I remember back when I could only spell insurance. Way back when.
Well, she's absolutely amazing. She's fabulous at what she does. She makes people feel really comfortable when they buy, and when they just know that they need some more coverage for themselves. So thank you again, Caitlin,
Thank
for coming
you.
on. You guys look for her, Caitlin Love with Great Florida. She's in the Navarre area. And where's your office exactly right now?
You know where Copper Bowl is?
Copper Bowl?
On Highway 98.
Okay.
I'm literally right behind it.
Great. All right, guys, this has been Chris TV Real Estate here. Caitlin Love, you guys have
Bye,
a
y'all.
wonderful day, and we'll be back at you soon, okay?